What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. In the last episode, we searched high and low inside the pirate stronghold for a clue as to where the ship holding Nehru's flame could be. Thankfully, we found something, so let's talk to Skipper and get going. We need to hurry up, Veet, and look for my ship. Shall we set sail, Vert? You got it, man. Anchors away, Zerm. How are we gonna search this whole huge sea, Verm? I have no choice but to ask you to do it for me, Berserk, so get cracking, Veep. There is a high probability that the ship is currently hidden from our view, Fweep, but if we attack it, then we might catch a glimpse of it, Zert. Alright, so here's what we need to do. First and foremost, we need to sail the open sea, but do so with your dowsing menu open because, as you can see, it's sort of going to lead us as to where the ship is located. Now, first things first, we need to get out of like this little tiny section of sea that we're in right now and go to like the main section. That's where we should find this sandy ship. Now, the problem is, this could take like 3 minutes or it could take like 30 minutes. So hopefully we can find this bad boy pretty quickly, and then we need to shoot it with our cannon a few times, and then we'll finally be at the entrance to the next temple. Yes, the next temple takes place on the ship itself, so that's pretty exciting. Seems like it's right about in front of us, so if we keep going forward, we should eventually run into it. So as long as it doesn't, like, veer off course, we're right where we should be. Like, you should notice the reticle getting a lot larger, and now, if we aim and shoot... Oh, hang on, I think I actually just clipped it. Wait, there we go. Alright, sadly it went right past us. Did you see it, Fweep? That's my ship, Verm. We must pursue Bzit and keep pounding it with the cannon, Zert. Right, yeah, sadly it did just like go right past us, so let's see if we can't get right up behind it and shoot a couple of more times. Right, that should be close enough. You can kind of tell like where it is because your reticle sort of senses that it's there. But yeah, once you hit it 3 times, the ship will sort of become visible again and stop moving. So now we can climb aboard. Alright, so here we are on the Sandship. This is one of my favorite temples, if not my favorite temple in the entire game. It's got a lot of cool mechanics, so I really like how the dungeon itself is laid out, and it's a whole heck of a lot of fun, so I'm really looking forward to it. But, yeah, the camera's just sort of like panning around, showing us things that are mildly interesting, or will be mildly interesting to us later on. For now, though, we really can't do anything besides go right through these doors, so let's start exploring the ship, shall we? Actually, before we do anything, let's take a load off and restore our hearts. Not because, you know, we absolutely need to or there's a tough fight coming up, but because, you know me guys, I'm OCD about, like, my heart meter. I like having it full, really for no other reason than, like, having it full, so I always tend to do that. Anyways, though, right over here there's some butterflies, so of course if we play our harp, we're gonna get that weird crest symbol to appear, so let's charge up our sword and draw some symbols. But you know me guys, there's only one symbol that I'm interested in drawing, and that is those lovely, colorful rupees. So let's see if we can draw a pretty good looking rupee. There we go, that's not so bad. And ta-da, we got some money. You know, sometimes you can actually get silver rupees by drawing those things, but sadly, we did not get that lucky. Kind of unfortunate, but whatever. It's not like we really need the money anyways. Like, we already have enough money to buy, like, the last thing that I wanted to buy from Beetle, so we're sitting pretty good right now. Alright, so, real quick, let's grab our bombs. That way we can get rid of this annoying yellow sand pufferfish guy, because I do not want to deal with him. Plus, he is sort of blocking where we need to go. So now that it's gone, let's just run across this sink sand and please make it. There we go. Yeah, it looks like you're always gonna tire yourself out when you run across that gap, which is a little unfortunate, but at least we made it across. So, let's keep going and explore deeper into the belly of this ship. By the way, you do kind of want to get familiar with, like, the layout of the ship, because this temple does have a lot of backtracking, but, normally I would complain about backtracking, but I think this temple does backtracking in the best possible way, so I'm not going to say it's like bad or annoying or anything like that. In fact, this was like the first temple in Skyward Sword that when I was originally playing I got stuck in, just because if you like miss out on some stuff in this temple, you'll just be like backtracking forever, and that can be really annoying. But if you know what to do, the layout of this temple is really awesome, and I do like the backtracking mechanic that it has, because it's done very well. Like, the entire temple is sort of designed around backtracking, so it makes it like a core element, and that's why it like doesn't stink, because, you know, they designed it around knowing that you'd be going back through the temple, so they made it like more interesting for you. Anyways, though, let's head into the main section of this room now that we got past all those enemies, and Fi wants to talk to us. Master, please look. Oh, would you look at that? This large door here is sealed shut. This door must lead to an important room in the ship. Yeah, I'd say so, considering that is the boss door, but clearly it's behind those weird spiky barbed wire things, so looks like we might need to come back here, you know, once a time shift stone is activated. So we'll keep that in the back of our minds and continue exploring the underbelly of this ship. Alright, so in this room, there's a couple of things that we can do in here. So real quick, let me actually go around and try and take out all those weird, like, sandworms, because I know there's a few of them in here, and I kind of want them all gone before I really do much of anything else. Alright, so I think that's all of them, and, now that those guys are gone, yes, there is a combo lock in this room, so the combination that we learned, like, you know, in the Ancient Cistern is not going to work here, so we need to find a new combination. Thankfully, the answer to all of our problems is hidden inside the sand. So as long as we start blowing this away, we'll start to get the answer to this combination. I already know what it is, but I'll just show you guys where all these symbols are on the ground. That way you can figure it out for yourself if you want to. So, you just sort of want to uncover these, like, weird steering wheel looking things. You'll know, like, which order to hit them in based on the color of the wheel. Like, the number of red sort of handles, I guess you could say, is sort of which number you want to hit that in. So the correct order is down, up, down, right. And since we did uncover all those and we know the correct order, let's go ahead and unlock this door. Down, up, down, and right. And with that, the lock will open up and allow us access to this next room. So let's find out what's inside. And guess what? It's nothing but a chest. However, this chest is pretty important, because inside this chest is a small key. Now, we really don't have too many places where we could possibly use this, so believe it or not, we need to backtrack all the way to, like, the beginning section of the sandy ship. Like, not all the way back out to the deck, but, the first room that we went inside the ship. That's where we need to go, because that's where we can use this small key. And believe it or not, this small key is going to throw us directly into the mini-boss of this area, and I'm not really looking forward to it, guys, because I'll be honest, I have a notoriously bad record against this boss. Like, I'm pretty bad at it, so I might go for, like, some safety strats and, you know, save before I go and take on the boss, which is something I usually never do during recording, because that can lead to really bad things. But thankfully, I did make a backup save before starting the session, so I should be safe to do so, because I really do not trust myself versus this boss, guys. Like, it's always been something that I've been bad at. I think maybe I know, like, a new strategy, but, haven't really practiced it, so we'll have to see what happens. Anyways, let's head up these stairs, and we'll be right back where we started. So, right through that door is where the boss is, but like I said, I'm gonna take a safety save, and I'll see you guys once I'm done. Okay, here we go, guys. This is still my first attempt, like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I'm hoping that it's my first and only attempt, so let's give it a go. Like, hopefully I can just get over my mental blockade I have of this boss and, take him out without too much hassle. But yes, here we are on the front of the ship, and there's our enemy. It's none other than the robotic pirate captain who stole this ship to begin with. Isn't that like stinking amazing, guys? I don't know. I've always been a fan of like the concept of robotic pirates ever since playing, you know, Rayman 2 way back in the day. It's always been something that sort of fascinated me, and I love robot pirates. Anyways, here's what you want to do. You want to stagger this guy. Then, when he's staggered or off balance, you want to hit him and knock him back. It's very fitting because, you know, we're on a ship, we're fighting a pirate, and the only way to defeat him is by making him essentially walk the plank. So, yeah, when he charges up, just make sure you're far enough away, that way he misses. Then, you can just deal a ton of jump attacks, and that should knock him back far enough to get past phase 1. Now, we're in phase 2. So, we lost one of his swords, but he always carries a second one with him. And this guy came prepared, and now, since that sort of blockade moved up, he doesn't need to knock us back nearly as far as we need to knock him back, but we're getting in like a lot of hits now, so this is kind of working out for us. So let's see if we can't keep this up, and yeah, you left yourself wide open, buddy. Thank you very much, and bam, phase 2 is done. Now, on to phase 3. It's just his hook. This is his last ditch effort, and yes, that blockade is going to move up one last time. Let's get right back to sparring with this guy. He's like so close, man. Oh, he's right there. Just like, please fall off for me. Alright, you know what? Let's do that attack, and this should be it. Yeah, there we go. Not even bad. We only got hit one time, so I have no idea why I used to like struggle with that boss, because that's really not that hard. I just must have like stunk at this game or something. Anyways, though, check it out. There's a chest, and I wonder what we're gonna get. Master, that synthetic life form. There is a 99% chance that it was the pirate described by the captain. I can't help but admire the tenacity it displayed in staying alive and functioning all these years. Neat. Anyways, let's open up this chest because inside is one of my favorite items. It is the bow and arrow, and of course it comes equipped with a quiver, so I believe we start out with like 20 arrows or something like that, which isn't too terrible. Yeah, 20 arrows. Sweet! You already know I'm excited to use this thing. Master, a report about the bow you have just obtained. Your bow's elasticity can propel arrows through the air with great force, allowing you to strike your target from afar. To confirm the controls associated with your bow, raise your bow by pressing B, then press 2. You can also shoot arrows to strike certain devices in order to activate them. I have confirmed that such a device exists on the deck. However, it will be difficult to target it from here, so I recommend you return to the deck. Alright, seems like a good idea, yeah, it's pretty much impossible to hit the target from back here anyways, so let's just make our way to the deck and start shooting things with our bow and arrow. Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. The bow actually controls really nicely in this game, although I guess it's very similar to the, you know, Deku Seeds and Slingshot, but, it's a little bit different since you can sort of charge up your shot as well, like here. For instance, once I start, like, drawing back, there's that little tiny red circle. Once that fills up all the way, that's how you know, like, your bow will go and shoot as far as it possibly can, and 99% of the time you want to charge it up fully. Master, I have important information for you. There is a 90% chance the object you see over there is a time shift stone. You don't say! If you could deliver an impact to it by some means, it could have a significant effect on the ship. Right, Fi, I got it. Shoot the time shift stone, you know, as if I wasn't already going to shoot it after I activated it. So, bam! Check it out. Not only does the entire ship go back in time, but a large majority of the area surrounding it, which is pretty neat. Unfortunately, that does mean, like, all of the dead Bokoblins and stuff like that have returned back to the land of the living, so now we need to sort of deal with them, but it's a small price to pay for being aboard this majestic-looking ship. So let's start dealing with all these Bokoblins now, because essentially what we want to do is make our way to the very top of both of the masts here on the ship, since we need to undo what that Bokoblin just did with his sword by locking up the time shift stone. And honestly, I think this is probably where a lot of people start to get confused, because since you did activate the time shift stone, like, so much has obviously changed inside and around the ship, so you might not know exactly where you want to go. And sure, you see the Bokoblin, you know, lock up the time shift stone, but you might not think you need to go and unlock that, like, right away. But that is indeed what you want to do starting out. So yeah, I just came up here, that way it was easier to clear off all those Bokoblins from the first mast, since that's pretty much where we're going. Like, we're gonna climb all the way to the top, and this will take us to the other mast, and the other mast will take us back to this one, but a little bit higher up, and then we'll be able to reach, like, the back of the ship, if you will, and that's where we're gonna find a lot of interesting stuff. Alright, so, very quickly, let's actually try and take out all these Bokoblins, especially that archer over there who's charging up, and ha! Not even close, baby. You're not nearly as MLG as I am with this bow and arrow. Look at this, man. I got these snipes for days. Boom. 4 headshots. They don't even stand a chance. And now we can hit that, which is kind of like a little trolley device. Like, this is what connects both of the masts back to each other, and we can just easily grab on, and it brings us to and fro. Like, it's militarized, so it doesn't matter that it's going uphill. It'll just take us up there. No problemo. Alright, so now that we're up here, same thing as before. Let's actually take out our bow, and there should be, yeah, one guy up here that we can easily take out from afar, and that's the guy who, like, turned on the lock around that time shift stone to begin with. And I actually need to activate the trolley. I totally forgot about that. So let's just shoot one more arrow. There we go. You know, that is the problem with, like, Skyward Sword only giving you a quiver that holds 20 arrows. You run out very, very quickly. If I do recall correctly, though, you know, enemies and, like, random objects like barrels and pots and stuff like that drop arrows pretty frequently, so it's not like a huge deal, but it can be problematic. Anyways, though, let's undo what that Bokoblin did and turn this lock and push it in. That way, we can once again reveal the time shift stone, and that's going to be a huge thing later on. Link, good job, Veep. Now the ship looks just like it used to, Fweep. That makes me so happy, Verm. Now I just need you to go and rescue my crew, Veep. I'm pretty sure they're being held in the brig inside the ship, Berserk. Alright, so, yeah, X marks the spot. That's where the brig is, and we need to go and search for his crew. It's still pretty dangerous here, so I'll just wait in the boat, Zert. You can do it, Verm. Alright, thanks for the boost in confidence, man, but, I kind of already knew I could do it. Alright, yeah, we need to activate this trolley. That way we can go back to the back end of the ship, since we can find ourselves a nice little secret or two back there, and this is honestly something you're probably not looking for, because there's never been one of these before in a temple inside Skyward Sword, and this is the very first instance of this item appearing inside a temple, so yeah, you're not generally looking for these, and that's why it's, like, so easily missable. But what you want to do, come back over here, grab your claw shots, and latch onto this post, because while we're on here, we can sort of just jump directly downward and land on this backside of the ship. Now, while we're back here, there are some more butterflies, so of course, let's take out our harp and just play a nice little tune. There we go. And now we can charge up our sword and make another drawing. And of course, I'm going to do the same exact drawing that I did before, because I want some more money. So let's see if we can draw, like, an even better rupee. You know, honestly, I'm trying, like, as hard as I possibly can, but they're still not even turning out that good. But, hey, at least we got some more money. I was kind of hoping we were going to get the elusive silver rupee, but, sadly, we did not. The real reason why we came back here, though, is because there is this chest. So, this one's very, very important. Trust me, you want to get this, because inside is a piece of heart. Yeah. Normally, you do not find pieces of heart inside the temples in Skyward Sword. Like, that's the first instance of that happening, so you can very easily just, like, overlook that and not grab it. Like, it's not consistent at all. At least in Twilight Princess, like, you knew when you were going into a temple, there were 2 pieces of heart per temple in that game. It was just like what you expected. In this game, not so much. So it really does make you want to like explore every single facet and open up every single chest. Anyways, though, there's one last thing that I would like to take care of, and that is shooting this eye switch with our bow, because this one's attached to this little tiny dingy bow, and hitting this will lower it down to where that window is. Now, if we went up to that window, like if we were on the boat, we would find out that the window is locked, and we really can't go any farther. So you have to like come all the way back up here, and it might seem like a dead end, but trust me, you want to have that lower, because that's setting ourselves up for something a little bit later on in the temple, and it's going to save us a lot of backtracking. Otherwise, you have to come like all the way back up here and lower that down. Anyways, though, we'll get to that part in the next episode, because that's going to do it for this episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.